Hi, Masterpiecefan here, demoing how to install the new shoulder ratchets that I have made for the upsize Age of Extinction Evasion Prime. If you have the broken ratchets in your shoulders and are unable to get replacements, I am making them. I am currently selling on the TFW 2005 forum for those who are in need. So I have already replaced the ratchet in my right shoulder, which came broken upon receiving this figure. Very sad. But as you can hear, it works great. One of my only other problems I have with that arm is it's super tight to turn, so I gotta lube it up before that snaps. But the ratchet works great, as you can hear. I mean, it looks identical to the one that you will be getting out of the figure. And in order to remove the ratchet that's in there, you will be going up under his arm into his armpit area. You will be finding this singular screw holding in this piece of gunmetal, looks like pipes and a block, and you're going to take that out, and in there you'll find a little white ratchet. One of these. This one's my broken one. So as you can see, it just compresses in on itself, so it didn't do anything. This is the other original one that came with it. No problems with it, but I'm gonna probably replace it just to be safe. I mean, I could probably just stick it back in there and not have a problem, so. But for this tutorial, I'm going to show you my replaceable ratchet, which is the same as all the other little replaceable ratchet, all the ratchets that you're getting out of it. So this thing's so tiny it's hard to focus, but now I've noticed from photos, if I can get it to focus to show you, inside this inner square there's a bump to one side. You can kind of see it right there above my thumbnail, how it's like flush everywhere but there. In all the photos I've seen, when this piece comes out, that piece is on, that part of it is towards the back of his arm. So I plan on installing it that way. I don't know if that might be the cause of some of the broken ratchets. They're being put in backwards, but just in case, I'm putting mine in with that little inner bump right there towards the back. So basically you just open his arm out like so. You're going to take this ratchet. You can use tweezers, you can use pliers. I'm just going to use my hands. I can get it in there pretty good. I mean, might have to wiggle it a little to get it in, or just grab a small screwdriver. To just, and those of you who think that I'm joking that that's not a real ratchet, here's the original too. So I have made a bunch of these. I am working on improving them so that way people will get the strongest possible ratchets out there. I mean, I don't want to sell a bad product, you know. I don't want people to have their figures breaking. It's just not right. I mean, I started this out for myself because I needed the new parts and I couldn't get them from my seller on eBay. They said they attempted to from the person that they ordered from, and then something happened and the seller was just gave part of their money back. So they got 20 bucks back or something, and then they forwarded me another 20. So I got like 40 dollars back on this. I mean, that's a good deal all in all. I ended up only spending like 50 some, but still, you know, for the price that you're paying for these figures, you want them to come out good. You want them to last. You want them to look great. So after you get the ratchet in place, you then put this back in. Now, what I failed to mention was when I pushed that in, it didn't want to go past a certain point for the arm to be extended. So I took and I clicked it forward one, and then I clicked it back while pushing on the ratchet to get it to move into the position that allows that larger expanse there for motion. So then you push this in, make sure it's down all the way. You'll know because it'll only have like maybe a millimeter there on that front edge. Then you're going to take, what I'm using is a number 1 tiny little Stanley set screwdriver. It's Phillips head. It seems to fit pretty well, so if you have that or something comparable, a number 1 seems to be the size. So, and then you just tighten the screw down. Now this is my first video ever, so if the quality is poor, I apologize. And now the new ratchet's installed. And now we're going to test out the new ratchet by moving the arm. So I'm going to first turn the arm, if I can get it to turn. These are some pretty tight joints. But there, now that I got it turned, you can hear. That sounds pretty good. It looks pretty good. His arm holds up nice. So I'm going to say that was a success. And that's pretty much it. While we're here, I might as well just redo the other one, because this one seems to get better extension up to the shoulder than my right arm. So let's see if we can fix that. And maybe, I guess I'll just do the demo on how to open it. You're going to expose that socket, come in with a screwdriver, you're going to remove that screw. So you back it out. You can take it all the way out. I find this gray piece likes to get in there good, so sometimes I'll try and wiggle it, but for the most part, I'm just going to take that screw all the way out. This piece is a bit of a pain to get in and out, so and I don't like to recommend it, but what I had to do is I had to take a little screwdriver and try and get an angle where I could get it wedged in there to push it out. I mean, it's in there pretty tight. You don't really have anything to grab onto, so as you can see, it's a... So I had to turn my arm to an angle where I would do the least amount of damage to my paint. I believe that I found that you have to move this whole assembly out of the way. It just gets in there. That if you can get to a point right here, see I have rubber on my driver, so it's going to do less damage if any. The only problem you end up coming into is there's not a lot to grab onto with the screwdriver down there, so it tends to want to slip off and you might scratch this, but as far as I was concerned when I did mine, I'm never going to see that. So let me try a bigger one. I don't like to do that, but it's just really in there good. You can see the ratchet from the back through the hole there, but I don't think there's any way of using that to push it out. I'm even going to take my little screwdriver and try and pry on the screw area and wiggle it a little bit. Get the little one back in there. Seems to do the best. These tinier ones and that really large one. Get it back on camera. Get down in there. Come on. There we go. Alright, I got it out. Now this is one of the ratchets that I installed. This is one of mine. It's been in there for about a week now. It's still doing good.